know, but in Indo they wear. Indo they wear.
No one wears uniform. Well, in university, universities in Indo kita nggak pakai uniform.
There's universities in Indo.
Hah?
There's universities.
Apa sih? Halo guys, hari ini udah pagi, udah siang. Don't give me that look. Ayo halo. Kita sekarang lagi mau pergi makan. Enggak sih, bukan pergi makan, pergi beli makan sama Debbie. Jadi mau pergi beli makan, namanya Daiho, and this is like one of my favorites. Actually, my number one favorite so far. Biasa. Okay, I'm recording.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, here, you go first. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Halo guys, jadi sekarang udah ada di rumah dan tadi perginya sama Debbie, tapi sekarang Debbie kayak lagi ketemu temannya, jadi dia nggak ikutan makan. Jadi sekarang aku udah sama Brian and
Matthew. Halo.
Jadi mereka berdua ini adalah orang Indo, tapi mereka lahirnya di Amerika dan
Indo-Amerika.
Dan nggak pernah pulang Indo lagi.
Indo-Amerika.
Oh iya benar-benar. Jadi mereka itu ngerti ngomong bahasa Indonesia, tapi nggak bisa ngomong bahasa Indonesia. Coba dulu ngomong bahasa Indonesianya. Like introduce yourself.
Halo, nama saya Matthew.
Matthew?
Mateo. I am 22. I'm 22 years old, and I'm in college.
Oh, udah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, next.
My name is Brian. I'm 22 years old too.
Ya, speak Indo tuh.
Halo, nama saya Brian. Saya 22 juga.
22 juga.
Ya.
Saya 22 juga guys. Jadi kita semua seumuran. Ulang tahunnya mirip-mirip. Dan hari ini kita kayak mau makan Daiho. Ini tuh kayak biasanya kita sering banget makan Daiho ini. Soalnya ini enak banget. I think this is my favorite food in SF so far. Dan kita tuh biasanya sering banget makan ini. Cuman gara-gara pandemic jadi kan udah tutup dan kita kemarin itu belum berani beli makan keluar. Jadi kayak sekarang ini tuh kayak pertama kalinya setelah 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so it's like
3 months.
really exciting. Makan!
So if you don't know what Daeho is a Korean restaurant. It just recently opened, I think like last year, in SF in Japantown.
Last year?
Yeah, 2019.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right next to a Korean barbecue spot, so there's some competition.
But it's not a competition
yeah.
technically, like it's a different genre. The one is like Korean barbecue, the other one is...
Yeah, this is, so they're mainly known for kalbijim. And kalbijim is like a...
beef stew?
Braised beef.
Yeah,
Braised
short
beef.
rib, braised beef, short rib stew. I would say it's like one of the best foods ever from Korea. I could be wrong.
Well, this is my best so far.
Yeah.
Like, if someone asked me like what's my favorite food ever, this is my favorite food ever.
Yeah.
Ini bener-bener enak banget. So what do you miss most about us?
I don't know.
Being bothered?
Because the thing is that I don't have a car here. Right? I only have a car at home. So like I would usually bother you guys if I needed to get something. It's okay. Sharon's she's like the one where like she's your friend, but the thing is that she bullies you to make
What does that mean?
she basically tells you like what to do, right, and stuff like that. It's like she always says like, man, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, you should be doing this and this.
Enggak.
Man.
Jadi guys, namanya dia itu adalah Matthew Mangkuwo Raharjo. Susah banget kan, lebih Indonesia daripada nama gua gitu. Jadi kayak karena kepanjangan, jadi manggilnya Matthew Mang. Kalau misalnya English pronunciation jadinya Meng. Jadi I always call him Meng. Lebih gampang gitu ngomongnya. Meng.
bang, bang. You know what? I thought Doraemon was from Indo.
Where are you from?
Japan. Because when I was in Indo, I would stay at my grandparents' house, right? So there's like 3 things I can watch. Indonesian dramas. I watched for a little bit, right? I don't know. There's always SpongeBob. SpongeBob, but it's always in Indo, and like I already seen SpongeBob at home. And then there was Doraemon, like in the mornings. So like I would always watch Doraemon. I was like, oh, this is not bad for an Indonesian cartoon. But then after I grew up and after I learned more about Doraemon, I was like, oh, it's from Japan. Like, oh.
Oh, when did you move to? When did you visit Indo?
Dude, I visited Indo 10 years ago. Oh man, 13 years ago. Oh wow. Dude, I haven't been to Indo in 13 years.
I remember when I was in Indo, the show that always played was the cartoon Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean?
Yeah.
Oh really? SpongeBob is always on TV. And itu, Tom and Jerry.
It was funny, before I watched K-dramas, the first drama I watched was Indo drama.
Huh?
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know, but the thing is that all I remember was the CGI was really bad. Because I was watching this drama, right? I think it was like something about witches or something like that. And then they had a broom. They had a broom, and for some reason the broom would fly around. But like you can tell in the background it's supposed to be a green screen. Right? It was like, I don't know why, it was just so bad. Like I can tell that it didn't fit in the, it didn't like fit with the green screen.
Maybe you nonton channel yang
What's that?
the channel is
What is it?
well, that's like the TV channel where those like CGI itu.
It's bad.
Suamiku.
Halo? I didn't know, like I was young, but then like looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, this is not look good. Our Indo experience might be different from yours, so don't hate us, okay? But you can roast me in the comments if you want to.
Hashtag roast us.
Sure, do you miss Indo?
Yeah.
What was that pause?
I was gonna sneeze.
No.
I was planning to go to Indo
Sure.
in November last year, November 2019. But then I was moved to a flagship store, so I don't want to be like I just moved and then like, oh, I'm going back,
Flagship store.
And then
What does explain?
jelasin.
Oh, tolong jelasin apa flagship store.
Yeah.
Well, intinya flagship store
Flagship store itu
Apa ya?
apa ya?
Oh my god. Lagi nggak usah dijelasin deh. Google aja ya guys.
In a flagship store, is there any flag?
Dude, I literally like hate it like.
No, I haven't.
They're good. So it's like the boba and the ice cream. It's not very kayak nggak terlalu berasa, but you
It's
can
more
actually
like the
like.
brown sugar.
Yeah.
You see the brown sugar. The boba's not even boba, it's like just spread out everywhere.
Yeah.
Tapioca.
Or probably like it's already like kayak luber gitu, you know.
What is luber?
Like it's already like.
I don't know what luber means.
I don't know what luber means. I don't know how to English it.
You bear?
No.
Luber.
What's luber? Let's see. Luber ini.
Kamus?
Nggak ada, weh. Adanya luber.
Search up in kamus. Oh, I know kamus.
Lumer adalah. Luber is meluap. Do you know what meluap is?
Dissolve.
No. Dissolve is dissolve.
Dissolve. Dissolve.
Dissolve is
Dissolve?
no. Dissolve is when melarutkan. Larut.
Melarutkan.
Is that even the correct definition? I don't know.
Bro,
Write in the chat below for the definition.
Dude, you're more Indo than us, dude.
Oh my gosh. Padahal dulu my bahasa Indonesia.
I think the 6 years you spent here in America is.
But I've been speaking Indo though.
Maybe since you started hanging out with us.
Like the past year or two, at least since I started working, kan I work with like Americans, right? Like whether it's like
Or you would
Asian
mostly speak
Americans
you
or
would
like
mostly speak
Bule
English.
or whatever. I speak Indo. I mean I speak English all the time. Like I don't use my Indo anymore. Jadi ya udah kebiasaan gitu ya.
Oh yeah, when I first met Sharon, dude, she was the quietest person in the world.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah. When I first met her, when I asked her a question, she would just nod her head.
Coba peragain.
Okay.
Sekarang I yang tanya ya. I'm Matthew.
Okay.
You're Sharon. Okay.
Okay, I'm Sharon.
What did you ask? Apa? Ini nanya apa?
Oh, okay, like.
What did you ask?
No. It's like
Where are you from?
yeah, no, like.
Ah.
What, yeah.
Do you like SF gitu? Okay.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, it wasn't until we took a trip to LA where she started like being like very talkative and stuff like that.
So actually, kayak gue tuh dari dulu, when I was really small, pas gue masih kecil banget tuh kayak I'm so quiet, like gak pernah ngomong sama siapa-apa. Dan itu tuh karena kayak minder gitu loh, honestly like
What's minder?
minder itu kayak
Minder.
I don't have confidence.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I don't know what's the exact word, but I don't have any confidence at all. So I'm not confident talking to people. I'm not confident to even order food. When I was small, sampai my parents udah marahin I terus kayak, ayo bilang yang berani gitu ya. Tapi nggak berani.
Halo Mas, minta garpu dong.
Terus abis itu,
I mastered that question in Indo.
oh really?
Satpam.
Oh that's good.
I forgot what they do, but it's something like that.
Yeah, they always do that. Kasih mas gitu. Well, every time I pass my complex.
Kasih Mas.
Kasih mas. Gila gue kangen sih. Setiap tuh harusnya kayak pulang ke rumah ada yang greet. Masih mas.
What?
Kalau if you go to a complex,
What?
if you go to a housing complex in Indo, like
Huh?
your
Like the security.
yeah, there's a security for the complex gitu.
Oh, like a cul-de-sac. But it's like bigger. You know a cul-de-sac, right?
I know.
You know the area that I live in, right? It's like round.
Yeah.
Tapi
No, it's
bigger.
just any housing complex.
Yeah, for
Like the
example.
housing complexes in Indo are really big, and then like you would enter from like a certain area, a certain entrance, and then there's like a little small booth
Yeah,
with
stall.
like
Oh,
two or three.
And there's like a
guards.
street, right? Of just all houses or more.
Yeah, and like you have to enter. It's gated basically.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Kayak for example, if you go to Brian's house gitu kan ada
Yeah,
gate-nya.
instead of pressing the gate code, like that area would be the security.
Hold on.
guard.
All right. You want to move on to the next part of the video? Okay.
Oke, jadi kita udah selesai makan. Ini clapping.
As you guys do.
Jadi kita udah selesai makan dan kita udah beres-beres.
Iya.
Terus karena dari tadi kita udah kayak ngobrolin kayak like experience di Indo and macam-macam gitu. Jadi sekarang kita mau main game actually. Jadi kita tuh mau main kayak tebak-tebakan. Jadi this is like all about culture shock yang we experience gitu. Jadi kayak Matthew and Bray kayak culture shock apa yang mereka tuh kayak lihat di orang-orang Indo yang ada di sini ataupun mungkin pas waktu itu mereka pulang Indo. Nah terus buat aku kayak culture shock when I'm here in the US and like the culture of the people in the US gitu. You guys have to guess what I encountered before. So the question is, when I first
Came to the US.
came to the US
Uh-huh.
and when I first took a class in the US, I was so shocked when I figured this out.
You figured this out.
Okay. So when you went to class here.
Uh,
Not everyone was wearing uniforms.
No.
No one wears uniforms.
Yeah, no, but in Indo they
Yeah.
wear.
Yes, yeah.
Indo they wear
No
uniforms.
one wears uniform. Well, in universities in Indo kita nggak pakai uniform. But
universities in Indo.
Huh?
There's universities.
apa sih? I'm not gonna explain.
I don't know, dude.
Terus masa dia ketawa deh.
I didn't know there's universities in Indo.
So,
Because all the students come here.
Really? Yeah, that's right. Why don't everyone I meet is like all international students most of the time. I didn't know there's university.
well, there.
What's the university in Indo? University of Indo? Is that what-
UPH.
Ya, di UPH ada
I know.
UI,
I only know
University,
UPH.
University of Indonesia ya. Universitas
What is
Indonesia.
UPH?
Universitas Pelita Harapan.
Yeah, Pelita.
Is that about politics?
Pelita. Pelita is like candle, like a small like small light gitu loh. Harapan is hope.
Wait, can you repeat your question?
Like when I
You
first
found out.
about this, and then that's when I first came to class.
You first came to
Find
class.
out.
Well, yeah.
I
Well,
don't know if this one works, but I think when you first, it's more like when you first saw why there were like old people in the class.
that's also shocking, but that's not.
There's a lot of like age groups.
Yeah.
50-year-old.
Oh, that's true. Because
30, 40.
yeah, because in here in college and university is like it's very diverse in terms of age. Meanwhile kalau di Indo kan lebih yang kayak everyone same age gitu kan. Palingan kalau beda palingan 3-4 years difference gitu. Like di sini bisa kayak orang-orangnya 30-40 tahun
Or older.
or older. Yeah, anyway.
They dress the same like you.
What does that mean? What? Oh,
Introduce yourself.
Sit down.
yeah. Close. Like, yeah. Sit down. Did you say sit down?
Yeah, to be honest, I was sitting down first.
I just find an empty seat and sit down.
Okay. Introduce
Oh,
myself to a classmate.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wait, that's not normal in Indo.
That's not normal here. Cause
Yeah. Oh, well, in college maybe not. I had to introduce myself all the time.
enggak. So you know like
I think depends on the teacher.
well the teacher wasn't there. So that's the correct answer. Like introducing myself to a classmate. So that's really weird.
Oh, we introduce yourself. Oh.
Terus gini. So jadi gini kan, I masuk kelas. Jadi masuk kelas nih. Ini orangnya udah ada gitu ya. Ini cewek. So I sit here. No, they don't even care. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like kalau misalnya college di sini kayak orang-orang tuh just
But yeah, they're
just
for
mindful of
themselves.
themselves gitu
Yeah.
kayak they're not trying to find friends gitu loh. So when I sat down here and then like gini, I duduk terus habis itu kan biasa dong kalau di Indo tuh after I sat down, the person next to me, I introduce myself kayak, hi, nama gue Sharon gitu. Like I was like, hi, my name is Sharon. And then tau nggak, ini orang ngeliat gue kayak apa? Oh, okay. Like, yeah. Like bingung gitu, like she's so confused. Like, why is this girl like? Tadinya dia kayak lagi ngomong something, and then kayak mukanya senyum gitu. Terus kayak when I said that, she was like, like what? Gitu. Like and then after like a couple of classes, I kayak bingung kan. Awalnya kayak kenapa kok? Why did she look at me like weird? Gitu. Like she's so confused, and then after like the next classes, then I realized and I learned that people don't introduce themselves like that unless they're asked by the teacher. And my second question my second question. So when I was walking around, I was so shocked to find out that when I experienced this. So when I was walking around, I was so shocked when I experienced this.
In school?
In everywhere
life. Oh.
like daily activities or daily life whenever I'm outside, like I'm really shocked.
Like PDA?
Oh, PDA is like
Anyway, okay, I don't know.
I'm not even shocked anymore. Tapi PDA is definitely one thing yang kayak oh my god gitu awalnya.
Yeah, no, people in America, they go kind of crazy with it.
Last time when I was in Bali,
Yeah.
jadi kayak I went with my oma. Terus habis itu we were in a hotel room, and then
Like PDA.
no like and then like pas kita lihat jendela itu ada pool gitu kan. Habis itu
And then there's PDA.
habis itu iya kayak ada bule dua gitu terus mereka PDA. I don't know if they're Americans or like Australians, I don't know. And then they were like hugging and stuff gitu in the pool, like inside the water gitu kan. Terus habis itu my oma was looking at the window gitu, and then she was like, itu kurang apa di kamar? Like, why do you have to do it outside when you already did it inside?
So it's not PDA.
People approaching you.
Yeah, people approaching me. Tapi what? Like
People handing you out their mixtapes.
What, flyer?
no.
Nice clothes.
Nice clothes.
Ah.
Yeah, I was so shocked because that time I was wearing like leather, like half leather pants, and belakangnya tuh kayak kain gitu. So it's like pretty interesting, you know. Like I was wearing like those interesting pants. Terus abis itu I was walking alone, and then like tiba-tiba ada orang gitu. It's a stranger, and then like she walked past by me, and then she was like, nice pants gitu. I was like, what? Yeah, I was like so shocked when like someone approached me because I'm not used to it. Because like in Indo kalau misalnya nggak tahu ya, cuman kayak gue nggak pernah sih di Indo kayak, oh baju lu bagus gitu. Like pasti kayak kita mikir apa sih nih orang aneh banget gitu. Like it's weird. And then like the next time I was waiting on the bus station, and then there's another guy like he came to the bus station to also wait for the bus, and then he was like, nice beanie and nice shirt gitu.
You're not used to the compliment.
I was like, that's like I feel so awkward and I don't even know what to say, and then like I feel weird gitu, like I'm trying to protect myself gitu, padahal he's actually like
just complimenting
my like outfit or something.
Okay. So it's not really people. It's more, I would say, the thing. I don't know if you guys get it. Okay, so
I hope this is hard.
I feel like it's gonna be hard.
Okay.
Okay, so in Indo, this is like a culture shock that was to me.
When you went to Indo?
Yeah, it's like something that you would go to every day. What was it? Or something that you would use every day.
Right, mosquito swapper?
No.
Oh iya, I juga tadi mikirnya kayak jongkok. Toilet jongkok.
What is jongkok?
Squatting soalnya.
Yeah.
Oh iya.
Because okay.
I don't use that every day.
No, because was it? No, it's not every day, but like when you go to the bath, because some bathrooms in Indo, they have those, right? So okay, so story. So like in America, you have the regular toilets, right?
Yeah,
where where you sit down, right? But like in Indo, I didn't know. In Indo, it was like the first time I was like, I just saw like a hole in the ground. Right? I just saw a hole in the ground, and I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, I was confused.
Kayak posisi jongkok tuh itu lebih sehat kalau buat you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. But the thing
Okay.
is that I'm not used to it. My legs weren't that strong.
You have your second question?
Oh, okay. I think this one's a bit easier. It's like, this is like something that most, like when I saw it, I was like I was like surprised on how many people had it in Indo.
What everyone had?
Yeah, what almost like for like the people that we know, that
A driver?
Yeah.
A maid?
Oh,
Yeah. Driver me. That was so weird to me.
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone say like Mbak. What's the driver name?
Mas?
Mas?
Supir.
Oh, supir.
Om supir.
Yeah, like
Ya, so di sini tuh kayak nggak ada mbak sama sekali or supir sama sekali. Sebenarnya
unless you're like super
rich,
Yeah.
kayak crazy rich Bule.
Yeah.
Not even crazy rich Asia, crazy rich Bule.
Yeah.
Then you probably have mbak gitu. And then, tapi ya, like when I first came to the US, I was also like shocked how I have to call my professors or like my teachers by name.
Oh yeah, professor, blah blah blah.
I don't even call professor because like in
You
Indo,
say mas, ini.
Mas ini soal nomor 8 garis kering. But like kayak when I was in Indo, like I would call my teachers kayak Mr. siapa, Mr. and first name, and then Miss first name gitu. Misalnya kayak gitu Miss Grace or Mr. Anton whatever. Gitu terus abis itu kayak even the Bules in Indo, like Bule teachers in Indo, I would call like Mr. siapa gitu. So there's like apa ya, kayak I have like the respect word for them gitu. And then when I came here, like pertama I called my teachers Mr. first name. So kayak ternyata kalau di sini tuh manggilnya Mr. and then last name. Yaudah, manggilnya kayak Mr. siapa gitu. And then I kept on calling him like Mr. Who gitu. Terus dia bilang gini, can you like not call me Mr. something? Terus he was like, just call me by first name gitu. So I was like so shocked, tuh kayak aneh banget because dia tuh udah tua gitu loh, udah mungkin kayak 40 or 50, I don't know.
That's not tua, bro.
And then, I mean, it's like way older than me gitu. Terus I kayak manggil, hey Dan!
Hey Dan, Professor Dan. Hey Dan.
Jadi kayak I was, namanya Dan.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my gosh, that's so weird, kayak manggil temen kayak kurang ajar gitu, kayak manggil, hey Dan! Kayak manggil temen gitu. Kayak manggil temen gitu, so I was like, oh my gosh, I get used to it, so okay.
Tell us the question.
Yes.
Mine was, what was surprising for me when it came to the food in Indo?
Oh.
Super easy.
But it's salty.
No.
The colors of the food, rawon, hitam.
Okay, it's
I'm okay with that. That's good.
The colors kind of look like, but look like what will you do after you eat?
Wah, parah.
Food. Oh, the food is cheap.
Food is way cheaper.
That's one too, but it's not the one I'm specifically talking about.
Dude, you know what's the most memorable food I had in Indo?
What?
A&W.
What?
A&W.
Ah, wait. A&W guys. A&W.
Yeah, that's like the most.
Oh, wait, what?
That's the most notorious food I remember.
A&W.
Because I remember there. I don't know. Oh, and KFC. KFC was really good. Dude, I'm just eating the American stuff in Indo. Oh, you eat with your hands.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I've eaten with my hands before going to Indo.
Oh, yeah. But
Wow,
like they even emphasize it even more. Like when you.
Okay, I understand. The food portion.
Oh.
Porsinya
Super
kecil.
Really?
Like bakmi game, I
Yeah.
could eat like 3 or 4. Probably.
Three portion of bakmi
Yeah,
and one go.
probably.
Oh my god.
Dude.
With the pangsit goreng.
Pangsit goreng.
Probably 3 or 4. That's probably like American
Gila.
portion.
Ah, enggak lah.
Well,
If you have 3, maybe. Cause
Well,
like,
yeah, for
if
me-
you just order one, it's super small. It's like this.
Okay, so the portions are small. Okay.
Ya, tapi that's true sih. The first time I came to the US,
It was so big, you can't finish.
gila, I only ate like 1/4 of the portion. Gila, banyak banget.
I think for me, another thing that was super surprising is like the currency, like how
yeah.
cheap it is for us
Ya
to
kalau
like
di
buy things
kalau
in
di-
Indo. But like obviously in Indo, I know that it's somewhat expensive for like people who are there.
I thought.
So like I was super surprised. I was like, what? You can get this for this price if you convert it to like American dollars. But I think that was one thing that really
Yes.
got to me, and it was really surprising. I was like, wow, you can buy this much in Indo for only like, I don't know, $3, $5.
What's funny is like when you see like a bunch of zeros and dollars, I'm like, whoa, $10,000, so much.
You mean rupiah, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I didn't know before until my parents told me like what.
Oh, 1,000 rupiah.
1,000.
And then like kalau orang tuh jualan bakmi ayam di US, mereka harganya $15.
Yeah, 16.
200.000 gitu.
Yeah.
Second one, culturally, what was surprising to me when communicating with Indo? This doesn't have to be in Indo or
Saying mas
like in general.
or ibu all of them.
Mas
That's
Meng,
normal. Over-
Mang bakso.
Oh, they don't understand you if you don't have an accent.
No. This
I
is just more.
understand.
This is just more like on a daily basis.
Oh.
Like if you keep talking with like a certain person or group that are Indo, like
When Indonesian communicate, we speak very loud. Why?
no, not all Indos are that loud.
Oh, okay,
Not
sorry.
all
It's
Indos
just
are
me, I'm
loud like
sorry.
you.
They say bro after every sentence.
Or like,
Bro. No.
Yeah.
or like, there's like something that they actually like say kayak apa jir gitu atau nggak apa bro atau nggak apa. Kayak there's like something at the last.
Yeah, every time I see Indos communicate, I always hear bro at the end of every sentence.
Nih contohnya.
Lo ini gimana sih bro? Lu itu apa bro? Hey bro, mau makan bro.
It's probably the guys ya.
Most of
Kayak cewek kayaknya
I think in
kita tahu
general,
banget.
people say a lot of words.
I know. Kayak kalau expressing their
Kind
feelings.
of. It's you're getting there.
So maybe kayak Americans itu more straightforward, right?
Yeah.
More vocal.
Yeah.
Kalau misalnya kayak nggak suka langsung.
They say I don't like it.
Yeah, if I don't like it, I don't like it. I say I don't like it. If I don't want to go, I don't want to go gitu. Kalau misalnya Indo mungkin kayak sungkanan gitu ya.
Yeah.
They try to
So
delay
like
as well.
basically Indos
Also
are,
that's the answer, right?
yeah, pretty
Sungkan.
much. Like
Indo is
Indos
sungkan.
are not as straightforward
Yeah.
when comparing to American.
Kamu mau makan? Oh enggak kan?
Oh
But
yeah.
I think it's because like Indos are slightly more compassionate, I guess, which is a
More
good thing.
compassionate. Wow, kita
But
compassionate.
it's not that we Americans are like.
Like
Not compassionate.
It's not that we're like reckless and we don't want to like involve our lives into your life, but it's just that's just how we are. Like if we're done, we're done. Like we already say what we mean. Like we're like if we're I don't know. Let's say someone wants to cook, then we'll say like, oh I'm fine, and I'm gonna go. Then Indos might be like, oh you already cooked. Oh I might just stay because you already cooked for me. Or something like that.
yeah.
Tapi kayak dia nanya ke gue gitu kayak lu mau minum nggak gitu. Saat itu gue bilang oh enggak nggak apa-apa gitu. I mean biasanya kan tetap diambilin dong. Kayak biasanya if I'm in Indo gue bilang nggak apa-apa it's okay gitu. Kayak tetap diambilin ya udah nggak apa-apa nih gue siapin aja nanti kalau misalnya lu mau minum lu minum aja gitu. Tapi gue bilang oh nggak apa-apa beneran nggak diambilin.
I see.
Gitu kayak ya lu tadi bilang nggak mau gitu.
Yeah, it's like you don't.
literal.
It's like you didn't want it.
Iya jadi kayak
But then, like-
bener-bener kayak nggak perlu mikir dua kali gitu
Yeah,
loh.
but Indo's is like you just get it.
Iya,
So like,
kayak
no.
oh mungkin ini orang gak enak gitu kayak.
That's how my mom is.
So it's like when you basically ask an Indo, like, are you sure? Like they'll say, yeah, but then in deep down they still have like these lingering questions.
Kayak
You're like,
sebenarnya gue
oh.
aus sih gitu.
Yeah, my mom does that all the time.
Jadi sekarang aku juga kayak belajar buat kayak kalau misalnya mau ya bilang aja mau gitu. Nggak usah kayak nutup-nutupin gitu kayak kalau misalnya mau ya mau. Sharon mau martabak kak? Mau gitu. Ya udah makan. And like mereka juga nawarin itu bukan karena formalitas doang, emang nawarin gitu.
Yeah.
Oke, thank you. Oke. Oke guys, jadi sampai situ aja video kali ini. Thank you for watching. And jangan lupa di like, subscribe, comment, share. Apa lagi? Udah ya?
Follow Sharon on her social medias.
Follow me on my social media. Follow them on their social media. I'm gonna put their social media in the description box or here.
Hello.
Oke, 1, 2, 3. Dude, kita aneh banget semua. Ya, but like, see you in the next video. Dadah!